Thank you for welcoming us tonight. We had a good time.
Yes. It was very enlightening.
We are glad that you stayed with us. We too have learned from you.
Your face brims with thoughts, Afra. Is something wrong?
It's nothing. Probably just tiredness.
We should all rest. It has been a long day. May your dreams be wonderful.
Good night.
May the moon watch over your dreams.
Is something wrong?
Dunkus wasn't here tonight, yet he's the one who invited us to stay. I also saw one of the elders sneaking out of the village.
You think they're hiding something from us?
I don't know. But since they don't want to share their knowledge with us, let's try to follow them.
I hope you know what you're doing. We shouldn't get angry with Dunkus.
If we remain unseen, everything will be fine. Let's go before we lose their trail. Why don't the creatures attack them?
I don't know. Are they guarding this place?
If they're trained to guard it, this must be a very important place.
Why are you here?
We're sorry. We didn't mean to interrupt your conversation.
We need answers, so we followed your elders.
Well, since you absolutely want to learn, do as the apprentices do. Take a seat and be quiet. We are here to meditate, to hear the voice of the earth, because the wind has changed.
Close to us, Arwechnis Diri. You were right. Johan is ready. Morian's trial has made her more sensitive.
She is his Minundanem, and he is hers. One cannot progress without the other. She will have to bring him to the Cave of Knowledge. This will be his last trial before creating the bond.
May their path be gentle and shielded. As for me, I hear the call ever louder, Dunkas.
And the day the call is loud enough, you will respond just like each of us. But it's not yet time for you to join in on Milfrichtemen. So, Afra, are you satisfied with what you saw?
It was informative, although it's not what I expected. Thank you, Dunkus. This meeting was strange. It almost seemed like they really heard voices in the wind.
Maybe it's true.
Some believe so strongly that they end up hearing or seeing what they hope for.
Have you learned what you wanted to?
What they said about these young people we helped out, about the fact they were ready to bind themselves. We have a unique opportunity of seeing a transformation with our very own eyes.
But we can't follow them wherever they go.
No, of course not. I must think on it. Come back and talk to me later.
Bird tear to mud. Thank you for coming to talk to me. You are on Olmanawi, but you also look like a Lugaid Blau.
Lugaid Blau? Is that what you call the congregation?
Yes, those who have yellow eyes on their banner.
They're coins. But to answer your question, yes. I'm the legate of the congregation.
Is legate the Renaikse word for on Olmanawi?
No. It means that I'm in charge of diplomatic relationships with the other nations.
So I was right. You will be able to help us. Some of your clan are preventing us from accessing one of our sacred glades.
Really? Why would they do that?
Several seasons ago, some men from your clan came to ask us for wood for their houses. There were some old trees in this glade, so we let them do what they wanted. At first, everything was fine. But then they cut down too many trees. So we wanted to heal the place, plant some new trees. But they won't let us come close. Their bod irony, their warriors, are stopping us from doing so.
I could investigate.
Yes, please. You must tell them that they have to let us heal the glade.
What's happening here, soldier?
These islanders want to enter a plot of land that belongs to the congregation.
They are denying us access to the glade.
We must heal it. Otherwise, this land will die.
I am sorry, but we cannot let you enter this area.
But we only want to plant some new trees. Bring life back.
These people are fanatics, Your Excellency. Several woodcutters died last night, and I'm willing to bet that these savages had a hand in it.
You are killing the earth, so it kills you in return. All of you are cursed.
Shut it, you savage!
De Sardet, I'm the legate of the merchant congregation on this island. I came to shed light on this affair. You said that some woodcutters died.
Aye, they fell sick and died a few hours later. But the camp doctor will be able to tell you more about it. You'll find him in the barracks right here.
Thank you, soldier. I'll go see him. Hello, Doctor. I am the legate of the congregation. I was told about the disputes caused by this camp, and a soldier told me that several woodcutters died recently.
Yes. They got sick yesterday afternoon, and a few hours later they were dead. I couldn't do anything except watch them writhing in pain. None of my remedies worked. If seeing corpses doesn't bother you, you can come and see the bodies. They're here. I hope that whatever killed them is not contagious.
These poor woodcutters look like they've suffered. This one has a swollen tongue, blood at the corner of the mouth. There are some peculiar red patches on the bodies. His eyes are bloodshot. This man choked to death. Strong smell of ammonia. The entrails must have been perforated.
The appearance of these bodies and the smell emanating from their mouths leaves me in no doubt. They were poisoned. That this doctor could have believed that this was simply an illness is beyond me.
I can't see anything else of interest.
So, what do you think? Do you recognize their disease?
They didn't die of disease. They were poisoned. There's no doubt about it.
You're probably right. But I've heard these savages talking so much about curses, so I thought it must be a mysterious disease, rather than seeing what was before my eyes. But how could these three men be poisoned?
I'm not sure. Do their symptoms not point to anything?
No. I've never seen such a deadly poison with these symptoms.
Have you noticed anyone unusual here?
Unusual? No.
You don't seem completely sure of yourself. Nobody could have just slipped in.
No, I assure you. The last ones to pass by here were the hunters who delivered us game 2 days ago.
Hunters?
Natives who bring us game regularly in exchange for knickknacks. But they've been restocking us for months. I struggle to believe that they're involved.
Well, we'll see what they have to say. Where can I find them?
They usually hunt on the edge of the wood that leads to this camp.
Oi! This is our prey, Renaigse. How can we earn our reward if you hunt our prey?
We were looking for you.
Us? What do you want from us?
3 woodcutters were poisoned yesterday after eating what you brought them.
Poisoned? I swear we are not responsible for this.
Listen, all the clues lead to you, but it may simply have been an accident. How about you tell me exactly what happened?
It wasn't really an accident, but we did not want to kill them either.
Then tell me how it happened.
We did not decide to do this. We were trading beautiful things with the camp. But the elder said that we would be traitors to our clan if we let the woodcutters cut down all the trees.
Which elder?
One of the old men from Vigigidor, our village. He is very angry because we cannot heal the glade. He gave us the meat of an andrig killed by a venomous dosentats. Its flesh is perfectly edible when prepared with certain berries, but without them, eating it would be lethal. And since the Renaigse invaded our forest, these berries are nowhere to be found. He wanted it to be a lesson for them, so that they may understand that their destruction brings death.
I will not hold you responsible, but from now on you will no longer bring meat to this camp. You are the instruments of a hateful old man's vengeance. And I'm under the impression that there will be even more deaths if I do not get to the root of this problem.
This old man is devious. The method he used was very original. But now people have died. The woodcutters will want vengeance and things will only get worse.
This whole thing could turn into an open war. We cannot let that happen. Sir de Corsillon will be able to give some advice on how to solve this property conflict, without violence. Sir de Corsillon.
De Sade, my young student, what can I do for you?
I have come to find you because I received a complaint from the natives of the village of Vigigador. They want to be able to access a clearing, exploited by our woodcutters, to heal it. To reforest it, I assume. But our men there say that it belongs to them, and are refusing to let the natives enter it. The site was supposedly ceded to them several months ago, but tensions are running high and some men have lost their lives. If we don't intervene, we're heading for a real confrontation.
It is very regrettable, and I approve of your desire to appease this conflict. According to what you have told me, if ever there was a contract, it must have been signed under our former governor. You should go to the archives and verify this. Then go and talk to Lady Laurine de Morange. And of course, I'll be delighted to help you once things have been clarified.
Thank you, Professor. Once more, you've been of great help.
Good day, dear sir. Happy to see you again in such fine health. How can I be of service?
I need you to enlighten me about the property deed of a glade near Vigigador. The natives want to access this place, which according to them is sacred, and which they would like to heal. But some of our men there are using this deed to deny them access to the area. Tensions are running high, and some people have died.
Yes, there was a time when we enacted a lot of contracts. Do you have the document with you?
Yes, here it is.
This cession agreement is only signed with a cross on the native side. Well, writing is foreign to them, as is the notion of land ownership. For them, the earth only belongs to itself.
If they did not possess these lands, how did they cede them?
I doubt they knew what this agreement represented, to be honest.
In that case, why make them sign it?
When we arrived on the island, we had to ensure our access to certain commodities. We also had to make sure that we had legal ownership of the lands we were occupying. The natives dreamed of possessing some baubles that they didn't know how to craft. It was easy to make them sign agreements that they didn't understand by giving them some. I was a stranger to their philosophy then. I only thought about my city, and I regret it.
I'm sure we can fix this mistake.
I hope so, Your Excellency. Come, let's find Sir de Corsillon. Sir de Corsillon, it's always a pleasure.
Madame, I expect you've come to see me about this regrettable problem concerning a clearing, which my student told me about.
Indeed, and I think I may have a solution that will allow us to solve this conflict peacefully.
I'm listening.
I must admit that I established this at a time when the culture and the mentality of the natives was foreign to me. The clan of this village was rather open to our presence. They welcomed us with benevolence. For this reason, I think we should allow them access to these lands. In doing so, we would appease the tensions, and we would also retain ownership of the wood. We would even benefit from such an agreement if the natives reforest this area. Then we could exploit it for a longer period of time.
I find this decision perfectly viable, and I approve, but several men were killed, and their comrades will seek vengeance if the person or persons responsible do not pay for their crimes.
I am convinced that Duncus, the chief of this clan, never approved such an action.
I understand, but I will only write a decree allowing people to go to this clearing, provided the murderer is delivered to us.
Thank you, Master. I will inform Duncus of your decision.
What brings you here, Honor Manawi?
At this old man's request, I investigated the conflict that opposes you and my nation regarding the clearing. You will now be able to access it freely, to accomplish your rituals or heal the area. And the congregation will keep exploiting the forest. However, there is one condition to this new agreement. You must deliver this man to us because he is responsible for the deaths of several woodcutters.
These men died because of their own foolishness. No one else is responsible for their deaths. If they hadn't cut all the ochreberry trees, they would have survived.
What does that mean? What are the two of you talking about?
3 woodcutters died after eating the meat of an andrig after it was killed by a venomous Dawson tat.
It's nothing but a terrible coincidence. And if they had eaten the ochre berries...
We know that you are responsible for this. The hunters told me everything.
How could you do this? You acted more foolishly than an irascible adolescent. By killing these men, you have brought upon us their wrath. And it is only natural that they should ask for justice.
Duncus, I beg you. I only wanted the Renoixe to understand the value of the trees they were cutting.
Bloodshed only leads to more bloodshed, and you know that. I would never have thought you capable of doing something so foolish.
If you want to stop the woodcutters taking vengeance into their own hands, you must deliver this man to us.
I understand. But I have one condition before we make this agreement. The Lugaid Blau fooled us in the past. It is their turn to prove their good faith.
What do you want from us?
There is a mine in the forest that the congregation has long operated with help from my people. But digging into the mountain has risked it collapsing. We reinforced the earth with wood. We worked with the Lugaid Blau to save the mountain and the men. We agreed to stop digging and sealed the entrance with a boulder. But some Renoixe came back, and I think they started digging again. And some of my people started going missing. Perhaps because they had seen them break their promise. If the mountain collapses and it is your clan's fault, thousands of lives will be lost.
And you want me to intervene?
You have to stop them. Remind them of their promise. This is the price of my trust. If you do, we punish the person responsible for the death of the woodcutters, and all our quarrels will be gone.
I'll go to this mine and see what's going on.
Sorry, this is private property. I cannot allow you to enter.
Actually, no one should be able to enter. This mine is doomed. It's terribly dangerous.
I wouldn't know. Our employer, Mr. Maillard, is the owner. He's got all the deeds required. Listen, you should go to the authorities. They can confirm all the paperwork.
I definitely will.
These people are reckless imbeciles if they start mining again in such a dangerous place.
You must have thought that shoring up would be enough. We should get a closer look. Chained natives. It's probably those missing people that Duncus spoke about, that they used to dig the mine.
They've made them into slaves. We must talk to Sieur de Courcillon. I hope that our nation is not involved in this business. Sieur de Courcillon.
De Sade, my young student, what can I do for you?
I've come to ask you about a mine near Vigyigador. It was closed for a long time for security reasons, but someone has started exploiting it again.
I seem to recall that a concession in this area was sold to a Master Maillard. However, I do not recall the details of the contract. It was established by the previous government. He is a rich merchant from Serene who arrived on the island only a short while before we did. People say that he is unscrupulous.
Unscrupulous? That's an understatement. This man had some natives captured and he's using them as slaves to work in this mine.
What? Does this old brigand really think that he is above the law? We cannot tolerate such methods, but we must determine the best way to attack him. You should start by finding the deed to his property in the archives. Don't worry. We'll not let this man's behavior go unpunished.
What do these documents say?
I get lost in all the legal jargon, but they have Lady Morange's seal on them. We should find her to understand exactly what they say.
Good day, dear sir. Happy to see you again in such fine health. How can I be of service?
I need your advice once more. This time it's about the property deeds of a plot of land and of a mine acquired by a certain Maillard. Here are the deeds. I must admit that I understand very little of what's written, but your seal is on it.
Do not worry. This type of document is always difficult to decipher for the uninitiated. However, they are very clear. Master Maillard is the owner of a plot of land located near Vigyigador. He can exploit the forest and plant anything he wants there, but it says here that he does not have the right to exploit the mine. It's even repeated in this other paragraph. Any attempt at mining on this land is forbidden.
And yet the mine which was located on this plot of land has been reopened, and is being exploited as we speak.
According to these documents, the mine has been closed for security reasons. This man's behavior is reckless. You should go see him. He's presently in New Serene. He usually spends time at the port when he comes. He has some warehouses there.
Master Maillard.
Who's asking?
De Sardet. I am the legate of the congregation.
Well, I'm flattered. What brings you here, Your Excellency?
I'm here to talk to you about the mine you have near Vigigador. Are you aware that you have no right to operate it? Nor are you allowed to employ slaves there.
But what are you talking about? Surely this is a misunderstanding. Listen, I'm sure there is a way for us to get along. I'm an honest merchant. I've always paid all taxes, and the small bonuses needed. Please tell your cousin that I would be happy to send him the gift of his choice. Now, Your Excellency, if you will allow me, I have to get back to my activities.
I'm afraid you don't understand, Master. It's not a money problem. That mine is dangerous, and you endanger the congregation on this island by behaving this way with the natives.
Come on, don't be so serious, young man. I'm sure it's nothing that a small bonus can't fix. Goodbye, sir. Best wishes to your cousin.
Sir de Corsillon.
De Sardet, my young student, what can I do for you?
I verified the contract with Lady Morange. The exploitation of the mine is illegal, as we expected, without even taking into account what he's doing to the natives. I then went to meet Master Maillard.
So, what did he have to say in his defense?
He turned a deaf ear and tried to bribe me.
Oh, some of these merchants are so rich that they forget basic decency. But it's high time we reminded him of who is in charge of the congregation on this island. Here, this is an eviction notice which dispossesses him of all his land for breaching his contract. For his crimes against the natives, he's banished from this island. I will make him aware of this decision, but you should go to the mine immediately. The prisoners must be freed as soon as possible, and the mine closed once more.
I'll take care of it.
Sorry, this is private property. I cannot allow you to enter.
I don't need your authorization. I have here an eviction notice signed by the governor's ministers. The former owner, Mr. Maillard, has lost his rights due to a breach of contract.
Look, ultimately, we are not the ones who decide. We only obey the boss's orders.
In that case, where can I find him to notify him of his loss?
You'll find him around here somewhere, Your Excellency.
Excellent. Master Maillard, I'm so glad to find you here. Here is a document from Sir de Corsillon on behalf of my cousin. Considering the fact that you have not respected the terms of your contract of ownership, you are hereby expelled. The methods you used against the islanders has also ensured your banishment from Tier-Fredi.
Impossible. By what right? Guards, this man threatens me.
Go without fear. You are free. And know that we are sorry for what happened to you.
We must believe that not all Legade blow are alike.
He is an Un-Almanawi. That's why he understands us. Thank you. We will not forget you.
What brings you here on Almanawi?
I was able to close the mine. The man who operated it was arrested and he will be banished.
Yes, those you freed told me. From now on, you are my Karants, my friend. You knew how to renew my trust in your clan. Just as trees grow back after being cut.
Thank you, Dunkus. I'm honored. Will you give us the old man now?
If you allow it, I would like to punish him myself. Enough blood has been spilled, and he will only call for more of it, since he loved the forest to the point of killing for it. He will be sentenced to heal it. Every day he will replant what your men will cut down. Every day until the end of his life. Does this punishment seem acceptable to you?
If I explain to Sir de Corsillon that the man was sentenced to forced labor, I suppose he will approve. Thank you, Dunkus. It's a wise sentence.
De Sardet, I'm happy to see you. I can't wait to find this famous cave of knowledge and what it contains. I could probably go alone, but just think about what you could learn, and not only about yourself. Don't you want to understand where your face markings come from?
You're right, Afra. I will accompany you.
Thank you, Desade. Let's return to Duncas's village. Our new friends will surely be able to tell us more about this cave.
We are happy to see you again. You will always be welcomed as friends here.
Thank you. I'm glad to see you too. But we came to ask you something.
Of course. What do you want?
When we participated in the Duncas meditation, he spoke of a cave of knowledge you had to go to.
And you want to see it? You still wish to learn how we become bound? It is a very sacred place. Only those who will become Donegada may enter there.
That's right, Year One. But they saved my life.
If someone finds out that we have helped the Renaigse to enter a sacred place, they will refuse to bind me.
Duncas will never do such a thing. What needs to be done will happen, no matter what.
You're probably right.
Look for the entrance in the Vedhat Ganadu. Entering there will not be easy, but you will have to discover the rest by yourself. Like true apprentices.
Thank you, Morian. And fear not. No one will ever learn what you have entrusted us with.
Hey! What are you doing here?
We could ask you the same question.
Except we found this place first. The treasure is ours. So I suggest you disappear. Fast!
Listen, we didn't mean to bother you. We were only exploring the area. But perhaps you could tell us exactly what you're doing here.
You look like nobility, and we don't want any trouble. We also are, explorers. We discover secret places. That type of thing.
Really? And you found one near here?
Yeah. We managed to convince a savage to talk to us. And he told us there's a holy cave not far from here. The kind of place where the natives hide their treasures. But be careful, eh? It's ours.
And how do you plan on entering this cave?
Well, with enough explosives, we'll eventually get through those roots blocking the entrance. It's only a matter of time.
I see. Very subtle. And the Islander didn't tell you anything about this?
He didn't really have the time. And he didn't have a key on him. Just some bloody seeds. Anyway, now that you know what we're doing here, you better leave.
Listen, I don't want to worry you, but you are taking a big risk by staying around here. When the Islanders' clan notice his disappearance, they will come for him. You can imagine what will happen then.
Yeah, you're not wrong. With the time it'll take to craft enough explosives, we may end up with a whole tribe after us. Never mind, guys. We're leaving, fast!
At last, we made it here.
How do we get in?
Look around. There has to be a way.
This stone. There's a slot at the top. Probably to put something in.
The natives' beliefs are based on exchanges. If we want this door to open, I imagine that we will have to make an offering.
Now we have to find out what we should offer.
Here is my offering to the Cave of Knowledge. There. Place the seed on the stone.
It seems like this painting depicts some kind of ritual.
Yes. The character at the center is pouring blood on a stone. And one of these giant creatures that the natives call Nardaigs is present.
The location looks like the stone circle where we met the two young natives. The character has changed. He now resembles an Onol Manawi.
You're right. They even depict his bond to the forest. Someone's coming. Let's hide. If anyone finds us here, we're sure to lose the trust of the islanders.
Esku halen. Esku valg med agengo selerge mantadabem. Avenundanom.
Mach, es boglin daiga ni dau. A yigi dames etier komalei.
Kairto, Morian. Ages radai de radi dauem tairger began.
Kau den nes greta komolei. Nas oltargotu. Vregdetet mad advad. Abud antadab me en ekekam. No adaholeg.
The paintings in the cave were magnificent and have taught us so much. It is obvious that they depict the bonding ritual and its consequences. It is by pouring their blood on the raised stones that the natives become metamorphs.
I'm not really sure if I follow you.
And yet it's clear to see. The islanders think that their ritual has magic consequences, but there must be some sort of contamination in their blood as they pour it. The only way to verify this theory is to attend a full ritual. We must attend Yewan's.
How will we know when it takes place?
Dunkus said it would take place after the young people visited the cave, and they will most likely need some preparation. We should go to the Holy Circle of Kurganau tomorrow. What do you say? Will you come with me?
Very well. I hope that Dunkus will not be too angry after seeing us there.
Let's take some time to rest, and then we'll go back to the place where we met them.
You again. Your curiosity is truly unquenchable.
Forgive our intrusion, Dunkus. But I really want to attend Yewan's ritual. I have learned a lot thanks to you, but I still have so much left to understand.
If you were one of ours, Afra, I would be flattered to have such an inquisitive and resolute apprentice. You can attend the ritual, but promise me that you will be discreet. No Renaigse ever had this honor before.
We will do everything in our power to prove ourselves worthy of your trust, Dunkus. How are you? You must be feeling impatient.
Impatient, yes, and a little bit afraid as well.
It's only natural to be afraid, Yerwan. It's a new life starting for you. But I will be by your side, now and forever.
You look preoccupied.
Our people have suffered many lions' attacks, often during rituals. In some villages, all the young Sinalmanawi were abducted. You seem different from the other Zafra, but I can't help worrying.
I have nothing to do with these attacks, Dunkus, I swear.
I believe you. Otherwise, you would not be here with us. But I hope that your brothers will not be there in the shadows, ready to pounce on our children.
Times really must have changed for some Renaigse to attend our rituals. These are very different from the others. Their leader is an Onol Menawi after all.
I know I look like them, but I'm not one of them.
You may not be bonded, but your parents must have been. You should be proud and happy about it. It is probably thanks to your bond that Dunkas has accepted your presence.
Aruich Nestiri, Adesta Marar Mam.
Meneda, Meneda. You are an Onol Manawi now, Yawan. And soon you will heal the earth by our sides, like a real Donegard.
Thank you, Dunkas. I feel so proud.
I am so happy that we can be Voglendaiga together at last.
What about you, Afra? Did you find the answers you were looking for?
It's strange. I didn't exactly understand what happened, but I am moved.
Some events must be understood with the heart, not the head.
It seems like you are right, Dunkus.
We are under attack. Your curiosity, Afra, has saved lives. If it weren't for you, people from my village would have been abducted or killed. I am infinitely grateful, especially considering that fighting against your brothers could not have been easy.
Indeed. These people were brutes. They had it coming. However, you don't know how right you are, Dunkus. I recognize some of these men.
Really? Did they belong to the governor's court?
No. They worked for my former master, Dr. Asili. I was his student for a long time before I realized that this man's methods were questionable. He was so obsessed with his goals that he became cruel. But I can't believe he'd go as far as abducting people for his experiments.
You think that the Onol Manawi are used for experiments?
Now that I have seen these soldiers, I am certain of it. And I'm afraid they may suffer atrocious treatment under the guise of scientific progress. I am so ashamed.
Come now, shame serves no purpose. And you are proof that the Loyans are not all the same.
Thank you, Dunkus. And thank you, Desade. You opened my eyes. Desade, I'm happy to see you. Can I do anything for you?
Where do you come from, Afra?
From Alima near Al-Sad. It is but a small town, but there is a particularly renowned observatory there. My parents wanted me to become an astronomer, but I chose the Earth over the sky. I was always more intrigued by life rather than distant stars. Plants and animals fascinated me as a child. For this reason, I left Alima quite early to study in the capital, and I seldom returned.
When did you arrive on the island?
A little more than 2 years ago. My master, Dr. Asili, suggested that I should follow him to Tirfridi. He needed help cataloguing all the unknown plants and animals. How could I decline such an offer? There's so much to discover here.
Do you miss the continent, your city, your family, perhaps?
No. When I arrived on this island, I immediately knew that it was where I was supposed to be.
I'm under the impression that you've not learned as many things as you wanted by observing Dunkus's clan.
That's true. I hope to discover the physical or alchemical mechanism behind their metamorphoses. But instead, I don't know. I think I now understand the bond that unites their people to this land, the links that connects them, and the power of their culture. It's unexpected. I wonder if this couldn't become another subject for study. The study of people, their customs and beliefs. If I said that in Al-Sad, people would think I've gone mad, but here, everything is possible, right? Learning about the natives would allow us to stop being afraid of them, and to see them like fellow humans at last.
What a strange party we have here. Who are you to come and disrupt our solitude?
Good day,
You are on Olmenawi and at the same time, Renaigse. So it is possible to bond yourself on your faraway island?
We are here because Teleme has asked us to carry out an investigation. They think that certain clans venerate a demon, an evil creature. We carried out our investigation of Vedlog on Chief Derdra in an attempt to discover the truth. And the clues have led us to find our answers in this sanctuary.
Derdra sends you to seek out a demon? Curious. A man from your island came already a long time ago. Full of questions he was as well. He had a small party of warriors with smoking tubes. And on their chests, a golden lion.
A lion?
An emblem that is fitting for the pride of the Bridge Alliance.
They set up a camp near here and then they disappeared, all of a sudden.
Do you know where precisely?
It was a long time ago. I don't remember all that well. My memory has been leaving me of late. But it wasn't far from here. You will find it, I am certain. Ah, you are bringing back the memories. They were asking nearly the same questions you ask.
These remains, they must be the people the Hermit was talking about, don't you think?
Probably. You can still discern the crest of the Alliance on this doublet. Let's search the area. There might still be something interesting.
What do you want, strange stranger?
We found the camp you spoke of. Well, all that remains of it.
I told you. You were not the first Renaigse went by here.
Many died. What happened to them?
I warned them, I remember. They did not listen very well. Too bad. Their weapons were strange and powerful, but not enough so. The marsh is more powerful still.
That doesn't seem to bother you all that much.
Teofradi gives, Teofradi takes back. But you're still here. What do you want again?
I found this note. It speaks of a ritual, but it is incomplete. Do you know anything else about it?
A ritual? Yes, there is a ritual for the impatient. For me, it serves no purpose. I am here. I wait.
But for me, it would be useful. Can you help me?
There must have her reasons. The folly of youth. Do you see those drums over there? They awaken the earth, as long as you play them correctly.
They will awaken the earth.
Oh, and that's not all. Once the earth is awakened, the stone will appear that must be quenched.
Quench a stone?
But you're still here. What do you want again?
How do you play the drums?
Oh, that's easy. The music is the first language of Teofradi. It resonates with the earth. You need only respect the natural order for the earth to hear you. A predator, a prey. The cycle.
That's not really all that clear.
Come now, come now. You must first make the snake rattle, unless it is first to beat the insect. Alas, time devours all memories. I do remember one thing, though.
I'm listening.
Each drum must only be played one time, and only once.
But you're still here. What do you want again?
Quench a stone. What does that mean?
Water trickles on the stone and returns to us, empowered by its force. But sometimes, water is not enough.
This note I found explains a recipe. A potion thought to contain the essence of this place. That's what must be poured over the stone.
Oh, yes. No doubt. No doubt.
But you're still here. What do you want again?
Nothing. I shall leave you alone. Something's appeared over there. It seems as if it's some type of altar. What is this?